am John with Orange Modworks, and this is the O-Tac Hammershot kit for the Hammershot. We have brought this kit back because it was funded through Project Orange, and while it's functionally similar, we have made some small tweaks and adjustments to the parts, and a few of the components in this video will be different than the previous Hammershot video, and I will be going over those as we unbox this. So first things first, I'm going to take a look at the product contents. So the kit ships with a little contents card. If you have any issues with your kit and need to contact us, you can use this guide. So when you send us an email, you can reference the parts from here and I'll know exactly what you're talking about. The Hammershot screws, these are pre-installed. So if you dump out your kit and you don't see screws rattling around, don't worry, they're already installed in the cylinder. So I'm going to set this aside, and we'll go over the small bag of parts that you need to operate the Hammershot. This bag will be sealed, but I've already cut it open for video purposes. So in the original Hammershot video, the trigger and hammer were made out of a black material. We've switched to metal injection molding, and we've had metal injection molded trigger and hammers for quite a while, but we haven't officially made a video on those parts, so we'll go over them here. The jimping up on the trigger has been slightly reduced from the early version 1 parts. It's still quite aggressive, but not to the point where it will be painful. But you should be able to get easy one-handed priming without having to adjust your grip, because the trigger shoe extends down a little to make it more ergonomic. The trigger has the same profile as the stock trigger, but is rocking our logo. The trigger, basically what is the sear here, have been torture tested extensively. We're talking over 2,000 rounds consecutively with the same blaster, different people firing it, and at no point in our tests did the trigger and hammer contact point deform. So these are lifetime parts. They will not wear out. You won't suddenly pick up your blaster and have it not catch. The area where they contact just becomes a little polished, no deformation. So setting these aside, the cylinder axle is now injection molded and is a low friction POM, so you'll get very smooth operation. This won't bind up at all. The spring is the exact same 8 kg spring that we have always had for the Hammershot. So if you're familiar with this spring, you're already familiar with how much it takes to compress it and the performance. You can shim it if you want a little bit extra power, but just as is, it functions just fine. The foam seal is the same foam seal as previously used in Hammershot kits. It pops out and replaces the original seal on the plunger. The original seal on the Hammershot plunger body where it touches the cylinder is a little flimsy and tends to just abrade over time. This is a tougher foam, it's more dense and more abrasion resistant. And of course, it comes with 2 O-Tac gear stickers. So moving on to the cylinder. Some more substantial changes were made to the cylinder, and here you can see the screw up front and in the back. This is 3 parts. There's a core that's removable, but it will come to you pre-assembled. The dart chamber dimensions are the same. It is still a 6-shot cylinder. The paint is a little bit better on these new Hammershot kits, and the big change is here in the back. We are no longer blocking the air restrictor with a little drop down part. We had a lot of feedback regarding that, and while it sort of made a more drop-in mod where you wouldn't have to go remove the AR, modders who had removed the ARs didn't want to have to come in and Dremel that out. So now this is open. There's a cutout here for the air restrictor valve to protrude into the cylinder, into the chamber. So just make sure that when you load this now, you fully press your darts in so the tail end of the dart can depress the air restrictor. If you remove the air restrictor, that is no longer an issue. So the other big change is that these gaps have been filled with a rubber plug. And the reason for this was that in use, like we've gotten feedback from customers who use their Hammershots, weekly and have put thousands of rounds through them, that when you are priming during a game, sometimes you prime very hard, or just for whatever reason, when the cylinder rotates, there's a little bit of bounce back, and the back of the chamber won't be perfectly lined up with the plunger head. So we've plugged these gaps here just in case the cylinder over-rotates or bounces. The foam seal will always have a surface to seal against, just like that. Before, if this situation happened, air would vent out into this empty cavity in the cylinder and you would lose air pressure and your darts would just perform very poorly, maybe get 50 feet per second. But now there's always going to be a fairly substantial air seal, regardless of timing issues. If the timing is slightly off, you'll still have a great seal. So that is the updated Hammershot kit. It should be shipping at the time of this video, and thanks for watching.